Assalamu alaikum. Detroit, Miles number 1, part 2. The Godfather of Harlem, Bumpy Johnson. And the relationship between the Godfather of Harlem and Malcolm X, the Nation of Islam. And in part 1, I was showing you that I was letting you know that you didn't see what it took for Bumpy Johnson to have all those different connects with these people. You don't know what we call in the streets. You don't know the work that he put in to be respected as the man he is. It's not, when you respect it like that, that's not work of killing people for greed, jealousy, and gain, or killing somebody over a woman. That type of level of respect from the hood and from the streets come from looking out for a whole lot of people. I'm talking about taking care of people. And whatever murders that he had under his belt, it came to that person from some form of disrespect to the codes and the rules of the game. That's how he became the Godfather. And if he had to lay down for that, for being real, 100, then that's what it was going to take. You didn't see the work that was put in from Bumpy. Malcolm, like I said, was 21 years younger than Bumpy. So Bumpy can be 41 and Malcolm could be 20, 21 and 42. You understand what I'm saying? Malcolm got out in the game. He was a young guy eager to become a boss. But he had no type of guidance to become a boss except for things that he had in his head. He had no real examples. Like you got in Chicago and Detroit or New York, we see guys before us. We see guys like Bush Jones and Chauncey and Rock. Y'all seen Meech, and Meech was just in my classroom. But we seen people like Bush Jones and Chauncey, them stunting. Stunting mean balling. When balling mean stunting like a rapper. Drug guys been had that swag and attitude. And I'm not trying to glorify it. I'm just telling you and showing you something. Because what Bumpy Johnson and the Malcolm X story, what we're looking at, that has to take place again. You have to for us to, let me say this. What I love about it is that this movie is giving the props back to where the props are rightfully due. Malcolm came from that walk of life because he made a friend with Bumpy. Bumpy gave him a pass telling him, you beefing with whoever that guy is that Malcolm was working for that he had fell out with, you beefing with the wrong type of man. And I seen this happen in the streets before. I seen two brothers that I knew, man. They didn't know each other, but they fell out over something silly. And I had to tell the younger brother who was beefing with the other brother, I had to tell him, like, man, you beefing with the wrong person, man. That man just got out of a serious beef. And when you say serious beef, it's like playing a serious team for the Super Bowl. Meaning you playing somebody that's worthy to contend with you. So I was telling him, like, dude, you don't want to be beefing with that guy. He just won a scandalous beef. He was beefing with another guy that carried throttles, that carried guns, that got soldiers. And he won, man. He is certified and not playing. And that's what Bumpy was telling Malcolm. Boy, you and this silly clown shit, he would have killed Malcolm for the rules of the game because of the disrespect or whatever Malcolm had done to whoever that other big boss was in New York. Bumpy would have killed him, but Bumpy gave him a pass, and Malcolm knows that. But when Malcolm came home and got with Elijah, and it wasn't Elijah, it was the God that's in Malcolm and the God that's in you before you met a man. See, you had to meet a man to be the man. Either you're going to meet a kingpin like Bumpy, or you're going to meet a man like Elijah or Farrakhan. And you're going to know how to be a man. But a pussycat can't make a man. And a mother only can make a good man for a woman in his family. But she can't put that what a real man can put in a young man. So I love the fact that this movie is showing the props that you need the streets. They want to make it like it was the Nation of Islam that went up against the mob. See, when you seen that scene when Malcolm was in them projects and them FOI ran up on the mob and was standing there, Malcolm said, these brothers are willing to die. How about your soldiers? And the old boy said, y'all about to die right now. He wasn't playing, man. And then Bumpy came through and pointed up at the roof and showed them shooters up there with them guns, them snipers, like, oh, y'all gonna die. See, that was God working through Bumpy. That was God in Malcolm X. You have to have relationships in the streets to move the way that the Nation of Islam moved. Malcolm had relationships before he became a registered member of the Nation of Islam. Bumpy was the Godfather. That's one powerful connect. That's how Harlem got to rocking and rolling, because Malcolm and Bumpy. And you seen Muhammad Ali come to Bumpy and tell Bumpy, say, man, we all gods, man. We don't need no white man to give us. I don't need to lose my fight to fight the world champion. I'm gonna knock this bum out, and they gonna have to give me Sonny Liston. Bumpy saying, go ahead and lose the fight. You gonna make that money, but Muhammad Ali was a real man, a lover of God, and a lover of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We not itching and scratching and going through no back doors, man. We are the good shepherds. We coming through the front door, brother. But you have to have connections. And what you have seen over the years is fake perpetrators and liars steal the blessings and try to steal the connects of real ones all through the world and all through the Nation of Islam. You think that you have to have connects with what you call it, the movers and shakers. And you don't have to connect because you've been in penitentiary. You have the connects because of the love that you've shown and the work that you put in. And your love have to outweighs the work that you put in order to be a true dime, or you're going to be killed very, very, very soon, because hatred can only get you so far. So I love the fact that it's showing the serious Malcolm, and it's showing the serious roots of the Nation of Islam. The root is that which is up under the tree that you see. It's showing you how deep the roots go before you see this beautiful tree, that which is giving you apples and oranges and peaches. It's the roots, man. It's always been the gangsters, the killers, but they love God. It's always been them that finance the Nation of Islam. That's the finances of God. All we have to do is appeal to the God side of those gangsters and guerrillas and killers. The Honorable Minister Farrakhan told us to check out this general, I think his name General Powell or something. He told us to study him. It was a movie about him. That general was loved by all his soldiers, but he also loved the United Snakes of America. He was like what you call Donald Trump, man. He don't give a fuck about the perpetrators. He don't care about pacifying nobody. We gonna do it the hard way, and we gonna be real about it. We don't like the niggas, we gonna tell them exactly what we're gonna give them. It's called dealing with a fox and a wolf. You rather deal with a wolf versus a sneaky fox. I'll do another one, part 2, 3. Assalamu alaikum.